That's okay, that's fine, yeah, sure.
He's going to be doing the concerts.
Yeah.
Ah.
This is Dick Johansson.
Is this live as a video?
Yes.
Oh,
This is our music impresario.
And you're going to be doing the concerts.
Yep, we have had 2 so far, and we're going to do 3 more.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
July, August, and September. Yeah.
And you can come and support if you get yourself together in time. You can come and help support the fundraiser for the museum here.
Next one is July the 9th.
July 9th.
Saturday night with Caroline Doctorow and Mr.
My
Johansson.
The Highlanders.
Right?
Yeah.
The Highlanders.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. It
Yeah.
really is. We appreciate what you're doing.
Ah, thank you. My pleasure.
And come and support the Sag Harbor Whaling Museum.
And next time, don't forget your guitar.
I'll bring it next time.
Okay.
Who's gonna get the room? Is it okay?
Okay, there you go. So we look at whaling as the major topic of interest for the 19th century, but people were involved in other things, living at home and using interesting objects, whether they be imported goods or locally crafted. So we have a kind of a wide variety of that. This is actually a great portrait that we've just received by gift from a descendant of Benjamin Hunting, and I don't know, there might be too much glare on it, I don't know.
Oh,
This is not a picture of the man who built this house, but rather his father. The father, also Benjamin by name, built a house on this site. It survives to this day. It was moved across the street and up a couple of doors. It's a beautiful federal period house, built in the, I guess, about 1790 or so.
And it was moved from this side. So
It was.
family land.
So, yep, Benjamin, the son, inherits from his father, and by 1845 decides he wants to build a more palatial home. So, arranged for that house, the earlier house, to be moved off the site, and built this new on, not on the foundation. They dug a bigger hole, and the whole thing is moved out of here.
I think it's fascinating that with all the detail and the architectural beauty of the museum, the fact that the architect was self-taught, and he did this one as well as the
Wellers Church. It was actually typical of the period. This is before architectural schools, as we know them today, had begun to evolve. That doesn't happen until the late 1840s. That's actually when the American Institute of Architects is founded by these then very proficient and self-taught architects. This is in an era before people were going to the Beaux-Arts in France and learning European styles, etc. So many of these architects start as builders, builder craftsmen who learn how to build first. And then over time, a certain body of work known as pattern books emerge, and Menard Lefebvre, this architect, was the author of 5 of these books. And they were detailed sort of how-to books that other architects or architects coming up could read and learn about some of the engineering and some of the styling. So Menard Lefebvre has left us 5 of these published pattern books. So he was a very prominent guy. But again, trained, self-taught, upstate New York, and then migrated down to New York City, where presumably there was a clientele. You know, because there are only a certain number of churches you can expect a small state town to need to build in your lifetime. So the real clientele is in a big metropolis, and that's why so many of these architects, Calvin Pollard is another one. There are quite a few who started out that way, and by the 1830s or so, sort of style themselves architect. You know, it's like, you know, announce it. Yeah. So we're very lucky to have this. And this is a house, it's Greek Revival, but the architect is doing all sorts of inventive things, like this little gizmo, this little carving, this is all carved in wood. This is actually the half of a stylized harp. Well, it looks like a fleur-de-lis, but it's you'll see this motif occurring up on the roof as well. And it's really like a 3-pronged harpoon, and it's a stylized thing.
Okay.
And all of this decorative, each room is different, and all this carving, probably done in shops in New York and then brought out. We wouldn't have had enough wood carvers in Sag Harbor in that period to execute all this. All hand carved.
Yeah, amazing.
And then up on the ceiling level is all cast in plaster. And those are individual castings, which are then, when the plaster is first struck on the ceiling and it's still slightly moist, these castings would be set against the plaster and would stick. So all that ornamental plaster work is cast in molds.
Wow. It's such a beautiful thing.
Now the room is darker than normal because we try to keep the room somewhat dark because the sunlight is very destructive to artworks and to other artifacts. So it's always a little dim, but that's
It adds to the mystique.
It adds to the mystery, sure.
Oh, and look at the period dresses here.
Well, we have textiles. These are primarily 19th century, although I think we have some handwork from the late 18th century.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It really is. Oh, and the collection.
Canes.
I bet a lot of these are made out of scrim shop.
Well, some of these are whale bones, some are other kinds of bone. Interesting lady's leg, kind of curious things. And then this case behind you is all scrim shop.
Okay.
Again, you see a lot of teeth. These tend to be the elements of the bone that really weren't all that useful. Some of these objects are purely decorative, others, like these corset stays, these long, narrow, flat bones that would act as reinforcers in corsets when they were popular. We have pie crimpers. I love to have the youngsters come in, 3rd, 4th graders, and I ask them if they know what a pie crimper is, and I've discovered kids that age don't seem to know how to help making pies anymore. Right? So that's
I just pinched mine.
You just pinch yours. Well,
Yes.
if you were a collector of
Back then, yeah.
whaling stuff, you might have one made out of bone.
Fascinating. So, Zach, how long have you been here at the museum?
I've been here 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
9 years.
Funny how
Time
it
flies.
certainly does.
Well, you certainly
Yeah,
know your
I'm having
material.
fun. It's fun. But we're very excited about sort of redirecting our energy toward kind of the living population of whales.
Saving whales
Saving
rather
whales.
than harpooning them.
Because we realize that this is of great interest and certainly the great value and purpose in safeguarding these wonderful objects. And that in and of itself is important culturally. But to engage a wider audience to come and see them and try to sort of enjoy them, appreciate them, we just want to broaden the appeal. And certainly, endangered whale populations around the world is something that's a lot of people hear about. TV, of course, there's a show about that. So, yeah, I think that's a good direction.
It's a wonderful direction for you, it really is. Now, how can people help to raise funds? You can't help but notice that we need paint here at the museum.
Yeah, we need
and a lot
everything.
of
We actually
renovations.
Well, we have gotten a grant from the state for exterior renovations. We haven't been able to start that project yet, but we hope to shortly. We're a membership organization, so anyone can help support generally what we do by joining.
And how much is a membership?
A membership is $30 for a family. It's still quite modest. And of course, with membership, you can come and enjoy all these fun things, whenever you wish. And then we do fundraisers. We'll have this cocktail party in July, the 9th, Saturday the 9th. And then we always have a clam bake in September, Harbor Fest weekend. And that's a great fun event. So those are 2 fundraisers that people can attend. So,
and help support the museum, which is it's part of our heritage, and it's a wonderful, wonderful array of history that would be lost if we don't keep the museum. And I think that, as you were saying the other day, if we focus on how we can save the whales, it's kind of painful to see the harpoons and the way that the whales were treated in the past. But if we do donate and we do take care of our whales and our whale population, and with this new focus set, I think it's phenomenal. It really is. But this is an important thing too, because it shows reality of the way things used to be.
Right. So that's the message.
Ah,
Well,
thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure to have you.
That
Thanks
was
so
great,
much for coming.
Zach.
This is
Thank
great.
you. It
Appreciate
is. What a wonderful tour.
Always a pleasure.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Thank you.